All right, JMC 6000 here, right outside here, and I have before me an actual gem of a vehicle. I'm going to tell you all about it in the drive portion and in my final thoughts coming up. But let me kind of introduce what this vehicle is and kind of go through some of the interior bits. It is a 2023, well, let me show you, or 2024 Dodge Hornet. Now I know I've done a Hornet before, I know, but this right here is just special edition. It's the RT plug-in hybrid with the track pack and blacktop, with the E all-wheel drive setup with the E-axle on the back. I'm going to go through that here, so stay tuned throughout this video. But let me give you a walk around on the RT edition of the Dodge Hornet. Very impressive. Love the dual exhaust out back. It actually sounds pretty decent. I'm going to start it up for you and let you hear that. It's got the 20-inch rims, the Pilot Sport all season, Michelin tires. Yeah, very much love the looks of this thing. It's very aggressive looking. Love it. Anyway, let me give you a close-up on the total MSRP. Because it has the RT blacktop track pack, it comes in at $51,120. If you don't get the track pack, which is a $3,600 option, you could probably bring this down to about 46 grand. Here goes some of the specs on it for the mile per gallon E and the miles per gallon once it's running on the gas engine. And then you have where it's made in Italy, of course, the engine from Poland, because it's got the 1.3 Firefly Turbo 4, and the transmission is an Asian unit, which is a Japanese company, but it's actually made in Italy. So let's hop in. This has the Alcantara seating. I'm going to get this thing started. All right, get some air conditioner going. Very nice interior. I've reviewed a Hornet before, but the track pack is, or the RT is not that much different. This has a Harman Kardon sound system that has the Alcantara seats, which feel pretty nice. A nice padded dash. I love the stitching here. And then the door panels are nice and padded. This is a little bit soft, but this is nice and padded. This is nice. This is nice. Got a traditional shifter before the 6-speed Asian automatic. And just very impressed with this thing. Anyway, let me sit in the second row. Let me show you what it's like to sit behind me. I want to thank Dishman Dodge for allowing me to drive this vehicle. So this is behind me as I'm driving. Got plenty of room back here. It's not too bad back here. This has the just not even a pano roof. It doesn't even go all the way back. But anyway, very nice vehicle to be in. Very impressed with it. I should have zoomed out. Let me do that. Oh, there we go. Yep, very impressed with this vehicle. Nice materials even in the back here. This is a little bit hard touch, but nice materials back here. Anyway, it's upsetting me because the car is on and I have the door open. But let me show you what the engine sounds like. This 1.3 Firefly actually has a decent sound to it. Let me fire it up here. All you have to do to fire up the engine is sport mode. There it is. Not a bad sound for a 4-cylinder. I don't mind it at all. It actually sounds pretty decent. And let me see if I can. Anyway, actually let you rev it up a little bit, which is pretty cool. Let me go inside here. Whew. All right. Well, I turned the sport mode off. The engine is now shut off. But anyway, let me go through the driving portion. Show you guys what I really think about this vehicle. And stay tuned toward the end of the video where I give my overall final thoughts and how this unique hybrid, plug-in hybrid system works on this. This is like nothing you've ever heard or seen before. It's a very unique system, and I'm going to explain that towards the end of my video. So please watch the whole thing. You're going to get educated. If you have any questions or comments, again, here comes the driving portion right about now. All right, JMC 6000 here behind the wheel of the new 2023 Dodge Hornet RT. That's right, this sport hybrid behind the wheel, going up a hill right now at 55 miles an hour. I'm at 0 remaining of battery, and right now we are running on engine power. It's at 3,000 RPMs. You can barely hear the engine. Sometimes actually you hear more of the exhaust than anything with this engine. It's not very loud or anything like that, but it is very smooth. I'm surprised for being a 4-cylinder for how small it is. It's very smooth. And I will say this, the transitions between when the engine's off, when it's running on battery, when the engine comes back on, are all very smooth and very, what's the word, imperceptible. But so sorry for my camera angle. I'm without getting passed by a guy with a camper. Crazy. Anyway, this cruising right here, $3 grand, doing very well, and I'm very surprised with how well this thing drives, how well it actually is really, really impressive. Let's see, what else can I say? The road noise, even with these bigger rims on the RT, is very minimal. When it gets in kind of its cruising speed, right now I'm at 55 miles an hour, cruising with the engine on, since I have 0 battery or 0 miles left on the battery. It's right about 1,700 RPMs. And if I click into my gas mileage, right now, just cruising, I'm getting 49 miles to the gallon. Now that's instant miles per gallon. That's on an average. The average when I started off on this trek, about 27 miles in, had about almost 30 miles of range, 71 miles to the gallon. So very, very, very impressed with what Chrysler is doing here with this particular, and Chrysler, I mean Stellantis rather, but very impressed with what they're doing with this particular hybrid system, how it performs, how it works. It's very impressive. I'm going to talk more about this particular hybrid system. So it's very unique. Being front-wheel drive and how it works is very unique, unlike anything that is out there right now. So anyway, I'm going to kind of dabble into that if I haven't already in my first video. But this is a driving portion. I'm going to kind of conclude with another video. So you guys stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm greatly impressed with how this thing drives, how it feels. You can put in sport mode, that automatically turns the engine on no matter what mode you're in, or no matter what e-drive mode you're in, and it automatically gets you the max power all the time, which is pretty unique. And again, the interior, I'm going to go over that here in a little bit, different things that I see. But again, very impressed. Stay tuned as I'm going to go into how this thing actually works as a hybrid, because again, it's very unique. Driving characteristics, the way this thing is built, I mean, I don't know if it's worth 51 grand, but I tell you what Stellantis is bringing to the table with this thing, I'm absolutely blown away. I mean, really, I'm blown away with how well this works, the power that it has. It's pretty cool. I haven't tried the old e-boost or e-shot. I may have to try that at a later date. I only had this on a short time loan from Dishman Dodge. Thank you, Dishman Dodge. But anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to have another clip kind of highlighting some different things that I found with this particular system, and excited to bring that to you. All right? Awesome. All right, let's do my overall thoughts and what I like and dislike about the Dodge Hornet 2024 RT Plus Track Pack Blacktop E All-Wheel Drive Edition. Overall thoughts about this car, I'm absolutely blown away by it. I think if you can pick up an RT Hornet without the RT Blacktop Track Pack bundle, everything else that goes on, that's like a $3,500 option. If you can pick this up for like 46 grand, I think it's a decent deal. What is surprising for me, sorry for the traffic, what's surprising for me is that 6-speed F21 250 PHEV automatic is an absolute amazing transmission. Absolutely love that transmission. The 1.3 Firefly Turbo 4 is absolutely amazing. Let me show you how this thing works. I'm filming by myself here, but let me show you how this thing works. There it is, the 1.3 Firefly. What's amazing about this, okay, so you see this big orange cord right here. This actually goes to the, what they call the starter generator. It's belt driven, and the belt is actually off the crankshaft. That's the only thing that's belt driven off the front of this engine. The water pump, all the other accessories, all electric. Water pump's electric, air conditioner electric, power steering's electric. But it has that motor generator right there, actually motor generator starter that drives the engine. Now the transmission is actually underneath the 12-volt battery here. And what's unique, if you can kind of see in there, there is no orange cords whatsoever going to that transmission. And let me kind of show you how this works. Now, the turbo on the Firefly 1.3 is right up front here, which is nice and easy to get to. Look at the charge air tube. Look how small that charge air tube is. It's hilariously small. Fresh air comes from in here. You have a if I can get this off, there we go. You have the air box right there. Air comes in, goes around, goes down to the turbo, which is up front here, and then you have the charge air tube, which comes back around and goes to a water to air intercooler. The water to air intercooler coolant is right here. This is the engine coolant here. And yeah, pretty cool setup. Now, how this works, it's very unique. So you actually have a traditional Asian 6-speed automatic, and that has a clutch in it that's actually able to allow the engine to run, allow the engine to do what it needs to do independent of what is driving the wheels. Because what charges the battery, what starts the engine, and all that is done not through a motor sandwiched between the engine and the transmission. No, that's not what Chrysler does, or that's not what Stellantis does. No, they use everything through this guy right here, the motor starter generator. That starts the engine, and once the engine is running, that generates power and actually helps the engine out a little bit to help take care of some turbo lag. And then everything else of how the vehicle drives, if it's not running on engine power, is all done through the all-wheel drive rear axle. That's right. So I forget what the size of the electric motor is in the back, but let me show you that. It has an all-wheel drive system in the back here. And once this vehicle is running on solely electric power, that all-wheel drive system, and you can see the battery pack underneath, but that is the all-wheel drive system right there. And that is the motor, and that's what runs. It's actually what drives the vehicle when it's solely in electric power. It's not driven by the front transmission unless the engine is on. So very unique setup. Very different from what Ford and Toyota uses in their front wheel drive setups with the all-wheel drive, or the CVT rather. This acts like a CVT when it's running solely on electric, because the electric motor is not sandwiched between the engine and the transmission. The electric power doesn't go through the 6-speed automatic. Only when the engine is on does the power go through a traditional 6-speed automatic that drives the front wheels. And then that powerful all-wheel drive motor in the back, or that axle in the back there, is what drives the rear wheels. Again, it's what they call divorced hybrid. Very unique setup. And then the only high voltage lines that you see here is for this starter motor generator right up front here, driven by a belt off the front of the engine. The air conditioner is actually in the back, which we can't see the lines right now, but the air conditioner is an electric compressor, which is not, and I believe this is also, if I remember correctly, this is also a heat pump system. So even in the winter, the engine doesn't really have to be on to deliver nice warmed air to the cabin. Again, very unique system. I love the functional hood vents on the RT model. I think the regular Hornet has that as well. Functional hood vents. Overall, I am very impressed. I can't believe how smooth this thing is. Even when the engine comes on, so very smooth. It drives like a dream. I'm absolutely impressed. I mean, if you're able to pick one of these up without the Track Pack Blacktop Edition, if you're able to pick one up without this whole setup here, do it. Do it. This is so much better than the Toyota RAV4 Prime. So much better than even the Ford Escape. My goodness, the ST line. So much better than anything out there in this compact SUV setup. I mean, if you could pick one up for 46, 47 grand, or whatever the case may be, or if you can lease it and maybe get that government option, the leasing terms and all that, that'd be amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm pretty darn impressed with this thing. This thing has absolutely blew me away. Yes, it's made in Italy. Yes, the engine's from Poland. The transmission, I'm surprised, is actually from Italy, even though it's an Asian unit, which is a Japanese brand. But very impressed. And even when it's running on just gas mode, I mean, that 29 miles per gallon can easily surpass that. I would say this thing would get about probably low to mid 30s just running on gas mode alone if you're on the highway, the battery depleted. Again, very impressed with this unit. This is the Dodge Hornet RT Plus 2023. All right, thank you. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions about this particular vehicle, if you want to know more, it's absolutely, I'm impressed with it. Awesome. You guys be blessed. Have a wonderful day.